old Rip Van Winkle 12-year-old. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Richard. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay where I go to garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, estate auctions. I take those undervalued items and I sell them on eBay for a profit. In today's video, I'm going to go over the weekend sales, letting you know where I sourced the item from, what I paid for the item, and what the item sold for. Also, too, I'm going to talk about a listing that eBay removed. So let's jump in and see what's sold. Today is Tuesday, December 13th, and we have 5 orders going out today, plus we have that TV we still need to pack. First item we have going out is this Pier 1 handcrafted bottle stopper snowman. Picked this up for 50 cents at a garage sale. Have been sitting on it a while. Went and accepted a best offer of $5.99. Plus the buyer is paying $5.90 in shipping. This next item going out, I actually picked up at a garage sale. It happened to be on when they had the citywide here in Butler. Picked up a bunch of brand new sealed. This happens to be Cheers Season 6. So in the title, I put Cheers, the complete 6th season DVD. I also put Christy Alley's and put New Seal. Paid $3 for this. I thought it might have been worth a lot more, but nope. This sold for $13.31 and the buyer is paying $3.49 in shipping. This will go out media mail. This next item is a Namco. It is the Miss Pac-Man. It's plug and play TV Jacks 2004 blue 5 games Miss Pac-Man, Pull, Mappy, and Galaga, and Exvius. Did test this out, it did work. Lighted both of these cartridges together with it, goes in the back. I picked this up on a high bid haul where I only paid $2 for each of the lots. I'll show a link to that video right up here. I actually purchased 4 of these on that particular lot. 2 of them had sold. This is the 3rd one that sold. So I'd say cost of goods into this is 25 cents. This sold for $23.99 and the buyer is paying $8.62 in shipping. This next item, I actually picked this up at my local thrift store. They had a complete dish set in 2 boxes for just $6, so I went and picked it up. Didn't think it was all that valuable. I was actually contemplating keeping it for myself, but I decided to go ahead and list it. I have sold many pieces off of that lot. Sold 2 sets. I lotted 4 of these together. I'm just holding up 2 of them. So total is 8 plates. Buyer paid $35.52. And they are paying $15.39 in shipping. Now, when I listed these are the Voltergraph, if I pronounce that correctly, Heritage White Dinner Plates set of 4 10-inch Castlemark USA. And they are stamped on the back of it. Last item going out today is a set of these teacups. I allotted 4 of them together. They are I put vintage, lot of 4, Nico Happy Holidays, cups and saucer, Christmas tree, made in Japan. This buyer came in and bought both sets of these. I'm into them for $8 for the entire dish set. These sold for $42.64 and the buyer is paying $14.90 in shipping. Today is Wednesday, December 14th, and we have 8 orders going out today. First order we have going out is this Sony Blu-ray player. It's a BDV E390, has HDMI, 3D, Blu-ray, home theater, DVD player. Did test this, don't have a remote, and so I indicated that in the title. Picked this up when I went on the citywide here and paid $4 for this. This sold for $53.36 and the buyer is paying $13.98 in shipping. Next item going out is another set of these Voltergraph Heritage White Dinner Plates. I did lot 4 of them together. I've sold 8 of those off already. This happens to be the last set, but when I pulled this order, I did notice that there was a chip in it. So what I did is I reached out to the buyer right away. I explained to them that I pulled the order and I noticed there was a chip in it. So I gave them two options. Option one is I offered to give them 20% off their order, or I could cancel the order. They said they really wanted the plates, chip and all, and they said they'll go ahead and take the 20%. So these sold for $17.76 minus the 20%, and the buyer is paying $9.24 in shipping. Pick these up at my local thrift store. I'm into the entire dish set for $6. Next item going out, it's a free item. I actually did some clean out in my cabinets, and I had a Juice Man Jr. down there, wasn't using it. Plus two, the base didn't look like it was working, so I decided to piece everything apart. Sold this pulp container. This sold for $11.53, and the buyer is paying $8 in shipping. Next item is an item I picked up at my local thrift store. It's this vintage Garfield school scissors. Does date back to 1978. So I put new old stock. It is sealed. I'm into this for 50 cents. This sold for $15.98, and the buyer is paying $4.80 in shipping. Next item going out is another vintage Garfield. I put winter skiing blue scarf and hat, 1978/1981. It had on the tag. Did copy the listing, not sure why it had Fun Farm on it. But normally this Garfield came with skis. This one didn't. So I took detailed photos, so I hope this doesn't get a return. Into this for $2. This sold for $15.98, and the buyer is paying $5.85 in shipping. Last item going out is a thrift store item. I had picked up a box of Hot Wheel tracks and accessories. Lotted these two together. I'm into that box for $2. This is part of the Crisscross Crash. I put replacement. I put Ramp C orange track. These sold for $17.95, and the buyer is paying $5.40 in shipping. One thing I wanted to talk about today was, you've seen me sell these before, this Liquid Fence deer and rabbit repellent. Picked this up on RA. I've already made my money back on this, but I got a listing removal last night from eBay, and I'll go ahead and place it up here. On this particular item, apparently you must have an EPA number, so I don't. Not going to relist these. I've already made my money back on these. I probably have about 80 of these left, so not sure what I'm going to do with that. So leave me a comment down below. Have you been hit with that where eBay's removed a listing for something that says it requires an EPA number? I'm going to start going through my store and probably start pulling things out, or call eBay and see if this questionable item and if I should remove it. Today is Thursday, December 15th, and we have 11 orders going out today. This is probably my best midweek sales I've had go out. 11 items in one day, and I'm just a part-time reseller. First item we have going out is this Black & Decker 9.6 volt battery. Picked this up at my local thrift store. I bought a box, Black & Decker tools. It had a bunch of batteries. It had 4 cordless screwdrivers and a charger. Had another charger, but that was bad, so I threw that away. That whole entire box I paid $10 for. This sold for $13.88, and the buyer is paying $7.89 in shipping. So next order going out, picked up at a garage sale when I was visiting family this last summer in Nevada. We went garage sailing. I picked up a box of Leapfrog. It had the books and it had the cartridges. Still have a bunch of them I haven't listed yet. Listed these, that whole entire box. They were just going to give to me, but I didn't feel right about that. So they said, how about $5? So I picked up the whole entire box for $5. Just these 6 games sold for $28.67, and the buyer is paying $7.89 in shipping. So next item going out is a thrift store item. Picked it up probably about 4 months ago. Picked up 2 of these. I'm only into it for 50 cents. I've already bagged it up, but I've got a photo of it up here. It's a Via Baki, if I pronounce that correctly. Put 24-inch luxury Christmas stocking holiday print red with bells. Does have bells on it. This sold for $28.67 and the buyer is paying $10.85 in shipping. Next item, another thrift store item. It's this Psalms and Proverbs on CD. Paid 25 cents for this at my local thrift store. This sold for $13.01 and the buyer is paying $3.49 in shipping. This will go out media mail. Next item, another one of the Black & Decker. This one I decided to go ahead and include one of the batteries. It's an 18-volt battery. So this I picked up on that $10 box. I put Black & Decker GC 1800 18-volt cordless drill with 1 battery, no charger, and it was tested. This next item I picked up at my local thrift store. I'm into it for $2. I'm just holding one of them. Did have 5 in the set, as you can see right here. Vintage American Concord Juice Amber Glass, lot of 5, Brockway Glass Company, Daisy Design. I'm into all 5 of these for $2. These sold for $20.84 and the buyer is paying $9.16 in shipping. Another thrift store item, it happens to be this God's Army hat. Picked up at my local thrift store. I paid 50 cents for it. It is brand new with the tags. Still has the paper in there. This sold for $13.01 and not sure why, but it is going free shipping. This will probably cost me around $4.50 to ship. Another thrift store item, it's this GE Appliances. It's a filter. It's a genuine GE refrigerator water filter XWF. Minted this for just $1. This sold for $17.36 and the buyer is paying $5.50 in shipping. Believe it or not, empty boxes sell on eBay. Got this box from my son-in-law. He manages a liquor store and he gave me this and he said try to sell it on eBay. So I did. It is empty. I did disclose that in the photos. And I put it up in the title here. It's a Pappy Van Winkle, old Rip Van Winkle, 12-year-old box, empty. Make sure you specify empty. And with any tobacco or alcohol products, you want to make sure that you show photos of them being empty. If not, eBay will come along and remove the listing. I've had that happen a couple times. So cost of goods into this is nothing. This sold for $39.98 and the buyer is paying $9.98 in shipping. This next item going out, thrift store item, picked up a set of dishes. It had the 4 canisters. This is the International China Heartland set of 4 canisters, Farm Vintage Stoneware 7774. Now one thing is on one of the canisters, there was a chip, so I did show a detailed photo of that. Also put that down in the description that one of them had a chip on the inside. These still sold for $34.23 and the buyer is paying $19.93 in shipping. Now when I shipped these, if you notice on the inside, I actually packed one on the inside there. So that's what I'm going to do. I also did the same thing on this one. It's got the smaller one in there. I'm going to re-pull them back out, repackage them, put them in there nice and tight with some additional packing paper to keep them from moving around. But that will allow me to get these in a 12 by 12 by 8 box going out priority mail. Last item we have going out today is another thrift store item. It's this digital photo album with keychain. These things don't sell for much. I only paid 50 cents for this at my local thrift store. It was brand new sealed. I wouldn't suggest picking these up. These aren't big money makers and they probably tend to sit around for a while. It just so happens we're in the Christmas rush and I would say somebody picked this up as a Christmas gift. This sold for $605 and the buyer is paying $550 in shipping. Today is Friday, December 16th, and we have 6 items going out today. First item we have going out is a set of 4 of these International TableWorks Heritage Village dish set. Bought these at my local thrift store. I'm into the entire dish set for $6. Just about sold it all out. These 4 bowls sold for $17.36 and the buyer is paying $8.90 in shipping. Next item going out, same buyer came in and bought 2 of these dinner plates. These are the last 2 dinner plates that I had, so I did a listing of 2. They came in and bought both of these for that same dish set that I'm only into for $6. These sold for $17.36 and they are paying $19.16 in shipping. Next item going out, it's an item I've had in my store for a while. As you can tell in the picture, it's a very old picture. Didn't even remove the background. I'm into these for 25 cents. This is a pair of sheer leggings, Q suntan. These sold for $8.44 and they are going free shipping. This is light enough, we'll go out at a 4-ounce rate. So next item, garage sale item. Picked up 3 of these Vera Bradley business card / credit card holders. Only paid 25 cents for this. This sold for $11.27 and the buyer is paying $4.95 in shipping. So next item, I picked up when I was up visiting family in Nevada. Went to a thrift store, picked up this Ed Hardy shirt. Show the main graphic right here. It did have a tag on it, but it didn't look like it was new. This looks like a used shirt, so I didn't put new, I put used, but I left the tag on it. I'm into this for $3. This sold for $17.36 and the buyer is paying $5.45 in shipping. Next item going out, this buyer came in and bought a set of these pedestal mugs. Bought that entire dish set for $6. Have sold most of it off. These 4 sold for $19.51 and the buyer is paying $16.75 in shipping. Today is Monday, December 19th, and we have 17 orders going out today. First item we have going out, item I picked up at my local thrift store. I'm into it for $5. It's this Go Video DVD VCR combo. And when I list these, I actually include a blanket VHS tape, and in this case, I listed a Super VHS cable. Did list it down a little bit. It's got some condition issues, but everything works fine. This sold for $41.61 and the buyer is paying $15.93 in shipping. Next item going out is an RA item. Had this in my store for a while. As you can tell, the photo is not squared, and also too, I didn't even remove the background. But glad to see this moving out. I'm into this for $1. It's this Go Viral Octoplus suction phone holder. This sold for $11.01 and it is going free shipping. Next item going out, picked up at my local thrift store. It was in their free bin. Picked up 3 of these. It's this Asimov's, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, science fiction magazine. So cost of goods into this is nothing. This sold for $8.46 and the buyer is paying $3.49 in shipping. So next item, you see me sell pieces of that Sorry game off. I decided to go ahead and list this. I seen there were sold comps. It's the instructions. So that game, I decided to piece it apart. I was only into it for 50 cents. I believe I sold the cards off, and now I've sold the instructions. This is just a 1-sheet instructions. This sold for $2.95 and the buyer is paying $4.90 in shipping. Now with this, I'll put this in a clear poly bag and put some cardboard around it just to protect it, and then put this into a poly bag. Next item, another thrift store item, which is in the free bin. It's this Holy Bible. It does date back to 1994. It's a Thomas Nelson. Now, when looking at Bibles to see which ones really sell, it's the giant print with red lettering. Not big money in this, but this sold for $8.46, and the buyer is paying $4.83 in shipping. This next item going out is an item I picked up at my local thrift store. I'm only into it for $2. It's this vintage Up, Up, and Away Christmas Santa and Reindeer acrylic light up. And I also put with the packing foam. Now, when I did this listing, what I did is I also included a video so they can actually see it work. As you can see right up here. So that's a nice feature that eBay added in, where all you have to do is just take a short video. I try to keep mine under 30 seconds, and all you got to do is drop it in like a photo. Now, it does take a little bit of time because eBay's got to approve each of those videos that you put in. But I actually think this helps, especially with things like this. This helps make the sale. This next one is another RA item. It's this I Love to Munch and Crunch. I'm into this, I believe, for $2. I've had them for a while. This sold for $15 even, and the buyer is paying $10.85 in shipping. Another thrift store item. I actually picked this up when I picked up that Up, Up, and Away light up Santa and Sleigh. Into this for $2. It is brand new in the packaging. It is a little beat up. So into this for $2. This sold for $16.96, and the buyer is paying $7.69 in shipping. Now, $7.69 seems a little bit low. I'll have to take a look. Maybe I did the weight incorrectly on this. I'll let you know. Another thrift store item. It's this Hallmark keepsake ornament. It's Christy Yamaguchi. I'm into this for $1. This sold for $8.20, and it is going free shipping. This is light enough, will easily go out at a 4-ounce rate. Next item, you see me pick up jeans all the time at my local thrift store. Had these 501 jeans. I'm into these for 75 cents. These sold for $32.95, and the buyer is paying $8.62 in shipping. Now, when I ship out jeans, all I do is I put these into a flat rate envelope. Costing me about $7.60 to ship. That's why I try to put all my clothes into packages like this, especially the jeans, because I have a certain size. I know if I can get the jeans to fit into these, I know I can get it to fit inside the flat rate envelope. This next item I picked up at my local thrift store. I'm only into it for 50 cents. It's this vintage Kansas City hat. I almost thought about keeping this, but I looked up comps. I couldn't find any for a black vintage corduroy hat. Couldn't even see any sold, or I couldn't see any listed. So I put vintage KC Chiefs Kansas City black corduroy adjustable hat cap, and I put rare. Let me know down in the comments below, do you ever use the term rare? And if you do, in your listing, how do you determine to put rare or not? This next item going out, garage sale item. I picked up this GE VCR for $2. This is a GE General Electric VG4065 VCR 4-head hi-fi VHS player recorder, and I put with VHS and AV. So I included a blank VHS tape and an AV cable to go with it. I did test it, so I put tested in the listing. This sold for $30.67, and the buyer is paying $14.36 in shipping. Those are the orders we have going. Those are the orders we have going out this week to go ahead and close out the weekend sales. This week was pretty busy, being the last week for shoppers to get things in time for Christmas. I hope your sales were just as good. One thing, I wanted to wish all of you a happy and safe Merry Christmas. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, helps the channel. Also too, if you're not currently subscribed, consider subscribing down below and hitting the bell notification. You'll be notified the next time I do a video. Until next time, keep picking.